Okay, welcome back to the Are You Strong show. I have an awesome guest on today, another local New Jersey guy. But what I like to say about a lot of these guys who join the show is we're going to talk about in a second, but their academic abilities on top of their athletic abilities. But before I say this young man's name, he's a Freehold, New Jersey guy, born and bred in Jersey. Bergen Catholic High School, the literally the pinnacle of high school football, probably in the country, let
Sorry,
alone
Red Bank Catholic, Red Bank Catholic.
Red Bank. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Red Bank Catholic. I say Bergen, Red Bank Catholic. So again, big time football school. Um, Went to Fordham, so which tells you right off the bat this guy's pretty smart. Wide receiver. 2023 team captain, three-time All Patriot League selection, which is great. And this is really cool. 2,887 receiving yards, sixth all time in school history, not just for this season, but in school history. 185 career receptions, sixth all time in school history. And what I love to say the most about all these young athletes coming on the show is all academic honor roll. You know, invited to the New York Giants rookie mini camp. And now this young man is ready to go way up north to the CFL to play this season for the British Columbia Lions in the Canadian Football League. Welcome to the show, Michael MJ Wright.
Thank you so much for having me on. Much appreciated.
Well, I'm glad to have you. Hey, sorry about messing that high school up. I don't know how I wrote Bergen Catholic down because it's right on your site, and I wrote Bergen Catholic instead of Red Bank. But
We always scrimmage the preseason though, so that's
who wins?
Bergen did give it to us a little bit, but
Okay, okay. Well, listen, welcome to the show, MJ. And those guys who are listening might say, "Well, MJ, why is he saying MJ? His name's Michael." You know, MJ is a junior.
yep.
You know, junior. His dad's name is Michael, so his name is Michael, and we're gonna go by MJ on the show. But MJ, before I start peppering you with a bunch of questions, why don't you tell the audience just a little bit about yourself and where you're headed?
Yeah, for sure. I'm from Freehold, New Jersey. Literally born and raised. Well, not born and raised. I was born in Richmond, Virginia. I've been here my whole life. Obviously, like you said, went to Red Bank Catholic High School. Then was blessed to continue my education athletic career at Fordham University. Got a scholarship there. Main focus, obviously, like you said, all academic. But that was obviously why I went there. Got my business degree in one of the top business schools in the country, was just definitely a major blessing. And then I pursued my still pursuing my NFL dream. And then I received a rookie minicamp invite to the New York Giants. Got to work out there. And then now where we are today, I just signed in the Canadian Football League, so I'll be playing with them this season. So it's a little different game of football, but I'm excited to get out there and get back on the field. So thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Now, this is going to be on YouTube also, so people are going to be able to tune in and see. But for those who are listening and on the audio side, Spotify and stuff, if you guys can see this young man's smile, you know, he has the perfect smile that I've probably ever seen. So if you want to see a great smile on a young man, go into the YouTube and see it. See it. Take a
Shout,
look at his smile.
shout out my mom for the smile because I get all my tactics, all everything from her. So
Yep, yep. Well, that's great. So we're going to bounce around a little bit, MJ. You know, we're going to talk high school, maybe. We're going to talk a little college. We're going to talk about, hey, what's going on in the pros? What was it like with the Giants? Where do you think you're going to go in Canada with the British Columbia Lions? You know, and all kinds of different things. But the
perfect.
first thing I always like to ask the athletes who join the show is, when did you know that you had the ability? One is not just to play at Fordham, which is sick,
Yeah.
but you got a shot at playing in the NFL or CFL. When did you realize you were that good? Was it third grade? Was it eighth grade? When did you realize it?
Yeah. So shoot. Obviously we're gonna be talking about my story, but um I guess in terms of playing in college, I didn't really blossom or grow as you see like these freaks of nature in terms of like middle school kids, high school kids nowadays. But I was always like undersized. So like coming into high school, I was literally 5 foot, like 100 pounds. Like you would not believe like a smallest kid, but I was always like the fastest kid, but I was always undersized. And that's when I didn't really grow until my junior year of high school, like that transition from sophomore year to junior year, I was just eating constantly eating, working out every single day. And that's when the transition changed in my mind and like seeing the body structure and production just changed. Like my whole mindset shifted. And I was like, I actually want to do something with this. But like once I realized that, um, junior year going into my senior year, when I actually started to get the more playing time than in my junior year. My senior year, I knew it was like definitely go time. So like obviously it was late bloomer and from my standpoint, but when I started like turn up more my senior year, and then the offers came towards the end of my senior year, I was like, I know I could play at Fordham University or I could play at the Division 1 level. Like that was always the goal, just to play D1 and continue to go from there. And from like a side note, like I always had like my role model, so you'll probably ask me about that or something. So I'll put that to the side. But I knew I could play like Division
Who,
1.
who's your role model? Let's get to it
Okay,
now. Who is
well, let's go to it now. So my dad, he was my coach all the way up through 8th grade, and he look my football coach, basketball coach. He helped with AU here and there. So like he was like he still is my mentor, my role model. He's still who I want to be and who I strive to be and strive to be better than. And so he played football at NC State. He was on the other side of the ball, so he played defensive back. So it was obviously different minds. Well, it's different, same.
you guys probably cut it up a lot. Like he's gonna cover you, shut you
Yeah,
down, and
yeah.
you're like,
We
I'm
had
gonna blow past you.
Exactly. We had those practices when I was younger. So he's always in my ear, like pushing me to try to be the best. But he's one of my role models. And then I also have my two uncles who on my mom's side. So those are her two brothers. One is Chuck Dukes, and my other uncle is Chad Dukes. Chad Dukes played at the University of Pittsburgh. He played running back there, and he played in the NFL. He was on the Redskins and the Chargers. And my other uncle, oh, that was Chad Dukes, my man. And my other uncle, Chuck Dukes, he was at Boston College, and he was up for the. If I did some more research on him, he was up for the like on the Heisman watch list. So he
Oh
played
yeah.
in. Yeah, so he's like one of the all-time leading rushers at Boston College. So I did some more research on him, talked to him, get his mindset, and he was on the Steelers for a little bit. So just having those like mentors, role
It's
models.
in the blood.
Yeah, so it's just striving to be like them, striving to be better than them, and then you have them in my ear, so like it kind of it kind of like pursued me to be like the greatest I could be, just
Yeah.
seeing that, if that makes sense.
What the hell is it like to have your dad, NC State defensive back, Uncle Chuck, Uncle Chad, BC Pitt, you guys all in the same room? What the hell goes on then? It's got to be, there's a
So
lot of talking, like talking
it
smack.
it depends. So like I'm trying to think. So like we have like family gatherings and stuff like that. So for example, we had a Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving family gathering this past last year, and my little cousin's coming up, so he's playing high school ball. So we're literally, we have the film. We're watching his film. We're watching my cousin's film. We're watching my cousin's film, and you have a whole bunch of coaches, like not coaches, but you got a whole bunch of coaches in the room. Like not
Yeah.
even just those three. You have like my mom, her sisters. So like you got a
Yeah.
whole bunch of because they've been around the game their whole life
Yeah.
because they've literally been on the sidelines of their games, this, that. So
Yeah.
we're all critiquing each other, and then everyone's yelling at each other, but it's all good criticism. So it's a lot, but like you learn so much.
It's got to be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun because like there's just a lot of talk, and you could just break it down, go back and forth
Yeah.
with each other. Good camaraderie. So
Now, did your dad and your uncles, are they the same time frame where they played each other?
no. My dad's older than them, but I don't think my uncle and they didn't play against each other. I'm pretty sure they did.
No,
Yeah.
because they're in the same conference, Pitt and BC, right?
I'm
They
almost
were back then.
they didn't play against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this. You know, um, being a college athlete, man, it's not easy.
No, I don't
You
know.
know, can you describe? I want the audience to hear because everybody's world and experience is different.
Mhm.
Can you talk about the life and the day of MJ Wright, college football player, when it's in season, school time, go time? What's your
Yeah.
day like?
Yeah. So I'll give you a let's go for a Tuesday. Um Tuesday night. Did we have, yeah, so we had Mondays, we had off Mondays. So Tuesday, so we had a 6 a.m. lift, and that's more of a, that's a heavy power clean day. So we're there at 6 a.m. bright and early. That's about hour 15. And then after that, it's straight out of there, protein shake, straight to the cafeteria, uh, two classes. So like say let's go for a heavy loaded day. So we had like two classes. I can't really recall what classes I
Yeah.
took from last
Yep.
year. So maybe like a online, oh yeah, two classes online in the morning or something like that. And then I'd go back to my dorm, try to take like an hour nap, um, come back, go to the training room for about an hour 15, hour 30, hop in the cold tub, then hop in the hot tub, stretch out, do PT, and then go to the cafeteria. Then after the cafeteria, I'd come back, stretch out a little bit more before practice. Practice would be around like 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then that'll go for it depends on the day. Tuesday practices were pretty tough. They were rough. So like hour 40 minutes of work, and that's full padded day. So that's to start off that. And then after practice, shower up, cold tub, and then we have voluntary meetings, but they're really not voluntary. You have to go. So
Nothing's voluntary.
that's right after practice. So you got to get there. That's around like 6. So grab like a quick bite to eat or like something to go. Watch film for about an hour 15. So like you're done around there around like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then you're back at the dorm. But if my for my last year, if it was a grad year, I'd have to leave. I'd have to leave film a little early, or no, I had to leave practice a little early, and then I had to take the Ram van, which is like a form of transportation, to the other campus in the city, which was Fordham University, Rose Hill. That's where all the grad school classes was. So I had to take a
Yep.
Ram van there, and I had a night class there. Then I had to take it back, and then I had to get something to eat after that. But that just depended on the day. But yeah, my day started at 6 a.m. You get back around.
And when do you study?
Yeah, you got like that's the good thing. So like you have Mondays off, so you usually have a game day on Saturday. So I try to get my stuff done during the week, and well, I did get my stuff done during the week, or I just take Monday and then I just stretch and hope. I don't think I had that many classes on Monday, and then I would stretch, do my routine, and just literally either go sit in the library or go sit in the student center and just literally close out everybody around me, not talk to anybody, and just literally lock in on my homework because I had to get that all done before stepping on the football field.
So what time would you hit the sheets at night?
Uh, Probably 10, 15, 10. I try to get in bed around like 10, but like usually it's closer to like 11 o'clock.
Yep. And then it's up early in the morning, just go
Up
at it
early
again.
again. Yeah, the next day probably like 6, yeah, 6, 7 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you think that's a hell of a lot of structured time management, right?
Yeah.
And how do you think all of that, the college athletic world, the academic world, how is that going to contribute to your personal growth and development for the future? You know, one day someone's going to say, MJ, you can't play anymore. You're done.
Yeah.
You know, we never stop playing on our own choice. Somebody
Yeah.
tells us no, we're done, right? And that happens to everybody. So how do you think all of this structure and planning is going to contribute to your future and your growth?
Yeah, I feel like just learning from so many people who's just been along this like journey and like what I do on a day-to-day basis, just learning new people, building those relationships and just communicating with all different types of people. That's what forms you into the person like you want to be and who you want to become because you're just grabbing things from different like all qualities of life. You're just learning
Yep.
so much as an athlete, as a student, learning from professors, coaches, um teachers, like just literally everybody you're just learning from. And I feel like as like life goes on, it's all gonna help you just like on your day-to-day life, talking to people, making those connections, networking, just all that stuff.
Who do you think, if you had to think, and I'm sure how many years were you there now?
I was there for 5.
5. It's a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah.
Who do you think is and I hate to call a name out, but is there any one person that's been like your best connection since you've been there?
Ooh. In terms of I don't think there's just one person. I feel like I've met so many people like along the way and just connected like in terms of friends, coaches, professors. Like there's just like way too many, not way too many, which is a good thing, but like there's
Yeah.
just a lot of people that I could say that are in my circle and in my corner. So like there's not just one person, no.
Nobody that just stands out.
No, there's just nobody that just stands out because I feel like everybody who I built a relationship is just at that level to where like
Yeah.
I could trust them. Like they're all at the same level.
Okay. So as far as most memorable moment, right?
Mm.
Can you share with us, what's your most memorable and moment, I can't even get the word out. Most memorable moment, both on the field
Yep.
and off.
Ooh, good question. Um, so let's go off the field first. So I wouldn't say there's one memorable moment, because there's just so many in
Yep.
terms
It's
of
hard,
like,
right?
yeah, it's really hard because I have like so much. But I feel like just the team camaraderie and that brotherhood that you build
Yep.
on a day-to-day basis from the field and off the field, like what we were doing in camp and just the uh the 6 a.m.s, the 5 a.m.s, like in the off season, like there's just so much stuff that like we go through that people don't see. And like people like literally putting your whole life, your whole body on the line in like these workouts, like it's like it's all obviously it's all mental, but you have your brothers by your side. So that's what really stuck with me in terms of like memorability, in terms of like those relationships that I always,
It's joint suffering.
yeah, yeah, it's joint suffering that like you don't want to do, but like
Yeah.
once you do it, it's just amazing because like the pain and everything all the strain and tension that you
Yeah.
put on yourselves and your body
Yeah.
with those people, that's what really stuck with me in terms of like off the field. But like on the field, um, I guess a game that happened in 23 when we beat FBS, the University of Buffalo. That was like the first FBS win in I don't know how many years, but like I was in the zone that game. Like like it was this was so we were down I think 21 to 7, 20. We were down a lot, 21-3, 21-7, and we all just like literally just took over. And like that was like I was in a different like zone that game. Like I went for 100, 160 yards receiving, and I had the game winning touchdown like in the last like minute or last minute or so. Then they missed, and then our defense stopped, and then they missed the field goal. And just after like just beating UB, that was just well now just beating FBS school, that was just like crazy scenery, just for everything just going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Isn't it amazing how you can sit there and you can just play? It's like play by play. You can think
yeah.
of almost every
I
game play by
yeah,
play.
I could think of every game play by play, like say like what a person's doing here, what a person's doing there. If he ran
Yeah.
that route, maybe like I could just think of all that stuff.
Well, let me tell you where that's going to go. Are you ready for this? You're going
Yeah,
to say, "Oh, no way, no way." I played a long time ago. How old's your dad?
he's 62,
Okay, so he's a little bit older than me. So, and you'd maybe ask your dad this, and maybe how old are your uncles?
50s.
Okay, so ask them too. Is Obviously I remember playing. It's not like I don't remember at all. But there are certain things like I don't even remember playing that team. I don't even remember playing in that school. It's because it's so long ago
Yeah,
that it gets fuzzy, but also your brain gets a little different.
yeah,
Now, if I see the film, like I remember that.
yeah. Once you see the film, it's
Once you
like
see it, but they're like, "Do you remember playing nuts?" I'm like, "We played them." I'm like, "I don't remember." You know what I mean? That's kind of weird.
the thing with my dad, like he could call out something like this, like his like something he'll be like, oh yeah, we played so and so, or he would like this happened this game,
Yep.
frat brother this, that. So like it's yeah, I don't know. He'd be
Like
pulling
I can remember all the big important games, but some of them, like, I don't know, 40, you play four, we only played 11 games,
yeah.
so 44 games, like we played those guys. All right. It's kind of funny though.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. So if you think about the impact of the game on your life,
Yeah.
right? How do you think that's going to impact your future
Yeah.
going forward?
Um, I was gonna help my I feel like just everything just around it, like just really loving it and just really embracing the game every single moment and just like the pain, like what you put yourself through mentally, that just makes everything else in life, I feel like easier, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, like how we talked about before, like what you go through as a college athlete, that just gets you prepared for like as people say, like the real world, this, that, like what you have to do in life. But I feel like that's just made me like the growth that I've like what I do on a day-to-day basis. It just feels like everything is just easier. But people say
Yeah.
it's not easy, but I feel like stuff is easier to me, if that makes sense.
Well, you think about what you're saying. It's so true that the physicality of what you go through makes showing up doing something else a lot easier.
A lot easy, yeah. Like you could just be like, "Oh, I could do that," or like when people
Yeah.
say like, That's hard." Like to me, it's like that's
Yeah.
just another thing.
Right. So here's another question that I ask everybody on the show.
Yeah,
Can you describe what it feels like to be out on the field playing? I don't mean going through the motions and that, but how does it feel inside? Can you describe that?
yeah, I can describe it. Surreal, especially if you're having like it's a kid's dream. Especially it's still my dream, but just like every time I'm on the football field, like I just get into a state of like you don't think about anything. Like everything, your world around you is just shut down. There's no thoughts in your head, if that makes sense.
It's just your
Like obviously you
training.
think about the play, but like this all comes back to like years of training, confidence, day-to-day things. But like when I'm out there, everything just around me just shuts down. There's fans, like even if there's a million fans in the stands, you don't see them.
Right.
Like everything is just it's just quiet.
You're in the zone.
Yeah, you're in the zone. You're in that flow state, and
Yeah.
there's nothing that can take you out of it.
Yeah. It's almost, I say it's almost like a euphoric state.
Yeah, it's like it's amazing. Like you
Yeah.
feel anything.
It's like a high. Like you
Yeah,
can't,
it's a high. It's like
but it's hard to explain. We're putting all these adjectives, these words into it, right? But it's kind of hard to explain. Now, I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah,
But if we were to take a traditional student, no disrespect to them, and I say this on every show, right? And ask them, what do you think it feels like to be out there? They're like, I don't know, no
yeah.
idea, But
Like
when
people
you're
say,
explaining it, I know
yeah,
exactly what you're explaining.
when people say like a runner's high, like say if you're running a marathon, you're doing
Yeah,
that, it's almost like the same thing, but
yeah.
like a football type of
And then when for you, I'm gonna say catching a pass for a touchdown or a one-handed grab and 1 foot in, and like that's just like it jacks you up.
yeah, like especially like scoring touchdowns, to see my friends score, like celebrating the end zone, like and you see people cheering on the side, you're like, what just happened? But you're like in the
Yeah,
zone, you start cheering, and then everything goes quiet. But like,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. It's great, right? It's awesome. So how about advice to the younger kids, MJ?
Yeah,
There's a lot of kids who wish they could be you,
yeah,
right? What advice can you give to and you're an anomaly. You know that, right? Is most kids don't get to their junior or senior year and all of a sudden blossom and go.
yeah.
They're like it's their eighth grade and they're being told how good they are, right?
Seventh, yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
So what advice can you give to the young man or girls maybe trying to be in another sport, right? Who is not being looked at eighth, ninth grade, that is like in your world, blossoming later on in their high school career. What advice can you give them about aspiring to be the next level?
Yeah. I guess say taking no for an answer. I don't take no for an answer, because people are gonna deny you or look at you differently. Like, say if you go to a camp, they're gonna look at certain people. You're just gonna be there. You're not gonna feel like you're one of those guys. but always show up. Like I feel like at every stage and every level, what I've learned is like the hardest thing to do is show up. And then you go out there and do what you do. And like as long as you people say trust the process, but if you really trust the process and you first of all, if you trust yourself and bet on yourself, I feel like everything else will fall into place. Like trusting God, trusting this, but like really trusting the process and really believing in yourself, believing in that you can do it, and obviously having a good support system around you. Yeah, definitely don't take no for an answer.
So how do you, you know, that's easy to say,
Yeah,
but how about for those guys who just have it, it's so rough,
yeah,
and it's, you ever have those days where it seems like the whole process is going against you, like this, nothing's working, you can't catch a ball, you can't get anything, like everything's a mess. How do
yeah.
you fight through that?
Going back to, yeah, that's a good question. Going back to your it's I feel like everything comes down to protecting your as I've gotten older, protecting your thoughts.
Mm,
So like I journal every day.
good.
Who's really put me on was my strength coach, Coach Gilfetter at Fordham University. He put me onto journaling in the morning, writing down my thoughts. Helps with anxiety, helps with a whole bunch of stuff. Especially as a student athlete, you're going through a whole bunch of stuff. You got family stuff at home, this, that. So really, what really comes down to that is protecting your thoughts. Because if you tell yourself like bad things, you're gonna start believing those thoughts. Or like, say if you hear stuff from like the outer world, that stuff's gonna creep into your mind, and you're gonna try to believe it. But when you realize is it's that you can't believe everything you think. So like there's a book that I'm reading and starting to like I gotta finish. It's called Don't Believe Everything You Think. And that's all just yep, yeah, that's it right there. Yeah,
Right? Now look at how I read this book.
yep,
Can
yep.
you see all that?
Yeah,
The
I
tabs
started
and the
it. I
highlighting?
started it. I gotta finish it.
How funny is that?
Yeah, that's
It's sitting right
hilarious.
here.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's literally all a mentality thing. Like
Yep.
it's all comes down to protecting your thoughts because your thoughts, what I've like done research on is that your thoughts literally create your reality.
Yeah.
It's which is a great thing. Like whatever you tell yourself, that's what's gonna happen externally.
I
So
always say you get what you focus on.
yep, yeah, that's a good one.
How funny is that book, huh? It's literally sitting right here.
No, that's you can't make that up. That's it.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So speaking of mindset, right? When things are getting tough, like how do you stay motivated? How do you stay resilient? You say you journaled. If you don't mind, if you're open to it, maybe share something that you might put in the journal,
Yeah.
but how do you stay resilient when things get tough?
Yeah. Wait, I want to see if I have my journal here, but um yeah, it's definitely staying grounded is what my main focus is nowadays because I was kind of at times like I'd have my really hard days in college and I realized that 24 hours, like a bad 24 hours, is gonna have to end, and you got to do it the next day. So I feel like really helps me stay grounded is my mother. Like she she sends me like motivational stuff like literally every single morning.
Well, that's cool.
It's just different quotes. Uh, Literally all different forms of quotes. Maybe what Kobe said, maybe what Tom Brady said, maybe what all these different athletes said, or just different people, actresses. And just reading that in the morning really gets me going. But like, I guess I'll give you like a routine standpoint.
Okay.
It's like I'll wake up and like I have a journal that says write down three things that you're grateful for,
Hmm.
and then the next thing is I am. So like that's like going back to the thought thing. What you say about yourself. So like I am confident, I am powerful,
Yep.
I am this, I am that. And then another thing is what do you hope for? What do you want? What would make today great? So sometimes it's like I write down like unexpected blessings or like miracles, staying positive, and just going back to my journal. That's what really just keeps me at peace, keeps me grounded, and that's just to start the day because I feel like once you gather your thoughts, that's what's gonna determine the rest of your day. But say if I have like for example, say if I have like a bad day or what I consider a bad day, at the end of the night, I'll try to refocus. Obviously, it's a blessing. I could talk to my mother on the phone. I could call her and talk about my day, and realize she'd be like, "You good? You could bounce back here. You could do this." And then I process that, and I'm like, "Okay, like that. I did this today. I didn't do that today. What happened? Went here? How can I change that? How can I fix that?" And then that also bounces back to, let's say, if it's like a bad film day in the wide receiver room. Say if you're getting cooked in the receiver room, you're like, how am I going to get better? Because I got to do the same thing tomorrow. And your coach is yelling at you this, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then all that criticism, you're like, wait, am I like a bad player? But you got to bounce back. You got to go back to your fundamentals. You got to go back to your yeah, like your fundamentals, your who you are and who you are trying to be, because that coach just wants you to become the best version of yourself. And I remember, like, shout out to Coach Petraka. He's like my last receiver coach. He would always send out all that good criticism. He made me into the receiver that I am in today. But like just bouncing back from, like, say a bad film day, you just gotta regenerate those thoughts and like I said, go back to your journal, go back to your fundamentals. So that's what helps me.
Great advice.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes to do that.
Yeah.
It's hard to clear the mind.
It's some no, it's really hard. Some days are a lot harder than others, and you feel like some days are just keep going on for more than 24 hours. And then
Yeah.
yeah, so
It's almost like, can I erase that day?
yeah,
You
but
know?
you live and you learn from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, you
Yeah.
know? So how about setbacks? Any significant setbacks in your career?
Great question. So I don't know if you heard this story before or somebody from this, but my freshman year, literally coming into college. So like for first college camp. So it's like like a weekend or so, and we were light on receivers. I was playing slot receiver at the time. Two receivers go down. I'm in there. So true freshman, starting out, still struggling with the playbook, but I'm all over the field. I'm making plays, and I'm going with the ones, twos, and threes because there's nobody behind us because everybody else is hurt. And
You
reps, the players, the reps, they still got to get done. Like
got to
coaches,
keep going.
you got to keep going. And I had like one of the best practices of, like, let's say my to start my career. And I just got there. So I'm like, oh shoot, like I'm making a name for myself. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And this is when our practices were starting to camp. We were at like 2 hours, 2 hour 15 minutes. So this was a big change from high school. So that practice finished. We go back into the locker room, and all of a sudden, like my quad started to cramp. So I'm like, okay, it's normal. So I got like some water, drank that, and then we had to drink like our little electrolyte thing
Yeah.
uh to fuel our body. And then all of a sudden, like my calf started to cramp. I'm like, wait a second. And then that's the legs going. And then my feet started to cramp. I'm like, yo, like I can't feel the my like the bottom half of my body. I'm like, call the trainer. They're like, you good? I'm like, no, like I can't feel like anything from here down.
So that was on both of your legs started to
Yeah,
happen?
both of my legs. So I said, like, call the trainer, like, please go get the trainer. Like, I'm cramping from here. And the next thing you know, like my arms started to cramp. And they're like, oh, he's having like a full body cramp. And this is when, like the year before, I'm pretty sure a couple guys had a full body cramp and they had to go to the hospital. And I'm like, no way this is happening to me
I
right.
didn't even know that existed.
Like I literally just got here. So next thing you know, like I said, my legs gave out, my arms gave, and then my like I started feeling my neck. So like I had a
No
full body,
way.
I said I had a full body cramp, chest, stomach cramping, like all like this. Everything's like this. So they said this happened before. So I'm like, call the trainer. The trainer comes, and so I was just there on the floor, and we were waiting to get IV'd, and like it's I guess the doctor didn't come in time, so they had to call the ambulance, and um, I was put in the ambulance. Then we went to the hospital, and they had to like IV me, give me a whole bunch of fluids to stop the cramping, and I thought I was gonna be good. Like, all right, this is general, this happens. And I get to the hospital. They say, yeah, you have it's rhabdomyolysis, which is I gotta. I'm not sure the specific details of it, but like with rhabdo, I was not hydrated, obviously. They said I was dehydrated. My numbers, my protein levels were all fluctuated. It was bad. So they said I needed like a whole bunch of fluids. So I was like, okay, I understand. Like I could be at practice tomorrow. They're like, no, like you got to stay here another day. So I stayed there another day, and my numbers were still all screwed up. And I was there for, well, long story short, I was there for a week. Like I was in the hospital for a week long,
Wow.
and my coaches came to visit, and I was like, oh gosh, like I just had the best practice like of my life. Like I want to be on the field. I just I'm just trying to show out as a true freshman. And after that, the doctor said like, yeah, with rhabdo, getting fluids, like getting back into activity, you got to sit out like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So
Oh,
so in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just got here, like I just showed out. Uh, I got the opportunity, and I'm trying to start as a true freshman. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to start my career,
yeah.
and I had the opportunities for it because of that last practice, what the coaches were saying to me, and all the setback. Because, and I can't even get on the field for 2.5 weeks, so my mental's all over the place. I can't get on the field. I gotta sit there. I gotta support the guys on, do this, do that stuff, come back in the weight room, and I couldn't touch a weight. I couldn't run for 2 weeks. I literally had to stand there. I couldn't jog. I couldn't do anything because they didn't want.
Yeah.
I couldn't sweat. They didn't want to ruin those. I the levels or my numbers. So after those 2 weeks, getting back into it, jogging, strength, and like we had like a week or so to the first game. So I'm like, oh, am I even gonna play my first college game? I just put that on tape. How am I gonna get back? And then like I wasn't able to come back for that. And my freshman year, it was just it was a whole like form of things just bouncing off of that rhabdo. I wasn't playing for I'm trying to think. Uh, I really barely played my freshman season, but um, that really screwed me mentally because of what I knew I could do
Yeah.
after or before I had that diagnosis. So freshman year didn't go as planned and how I wanted, but which really, especially just coming into college, balancing the student athlete thing, um, just meeting new people, the college scene, um, trying to get back home. Like I didn't want to be on campus. Like I literally. So for example, from the mental aspect of like playing football, like it was hard. Like
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't love not playing because like this is what I was doing. Like I just knew what I knew was me being out there and just showing out. And like being on the sideline was just so hard for me and just learning stuff, obviously, because like coming there, I was like once I went off in practice a couple times and that setback happened, like that one thing happened, everything just in my mind just went down from hill or just went downhill from there. And yeah, just
Oh,
balancing all that
so
first.
it was a long freshman year.
Yeah, it was freshman year was it was a lot.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you think about it, freshman year is what gave you your grad year.
Well, COVID.
But I'm saying mentally, like it gave you
Oh,
your grad year to come back and crush it.
oh
Think
yeah,
about it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
because it pushed you to become who you are.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, have you faced any of that physically stuff again, or is it
No,
just a
no.
one-time thing?
Cramps, once that happened, I was so like caught up on hydrating. So like I had like a routine for that in terms of like Pedialyte, drinking water here, drinking Gatorade, different mixtures and stuff like that. So I don't
Yep.
have like literally have cramps again. Like will never have. Like I just got IV'd a couple weeks ago up the street. That was the first time I ever did that. But yeah, I have different like hydration routines and stuff like that.
Good. Good. So how about MJ? How about pressure? You're under pressure all the time.
Yeah,
You got pressure in the classroom, right? You got pressure on the field, right? And you got pressure socially.
yeah.
How do you balance all the pressure, especially when you got to go out there and perform at the highest level possible, physically and mentally? How do you balance all that?
Good question. I feel like you probably. heard this or seen this is that like pressure is a privilege.
Yep.
Because I feel like if you didn't have this form of like someone's like quotations pressure, you're not doing something right. If that, in my mind, that's how I think. So I'm like grateful and blessed for the pressure, but like I feel like I don't look at it as that because like for example, like before every game, my mom will be like, "Are you nervous? Like, how do you feel right now?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm cool and like I'm good." Like I just feel like I'm just at a point where I trust my abilities and I trust myself. Um, like all that confidence inside me like just looking at where I came from in terms of how small I was, people doubted me this, like that just all sticks with me. So I don't think there's any form of pressure on me because I feel like I've been doing this whole like my whole life and I just learned so from so much stuff and like the adversity here, overcoming this, wanting to do this, setting out like crazy goals. Like I just never looked at the external forms of like pressure. I never like looked at I never wanted that to creep in my mind or try
Right.
to get that to creep in my mind. So
Okay.
yeah.
So has competition's fierce, man.
Yeah.
It can bring out the best and the worst of us sometimes.
Yeah.
Can you describe any time where maybe the competition brought out the best of who you are,
Yeah.
and maybe how it, hey man, competition really made me go in the wrong direction for a little while.
Yeah. So okay. So like bouncing back to that University of Buffalo game, so uh that was the first FBS school that we played. And so going into that or going into my fifth year grad year in terms of pressure, like this is when we're like the whole NFL thing kicked up. So like this is when the summer, so that summer going into my grad year, I had like a whole bunch of Zoom calls like this with like different agents talking about how you almost like what you should be doing this season or like how what you got to do this season and you got family members saying the same thing and a whole
Oh
bunch of
yeah.
like accolades popping up preseason all-american this preseason that what else there was a Reese's the senior bowl a Reese's all-american or the Reese's like watch list or like all that stuff was coming out just like popping out like MJ this MJ that so I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm just thinking I'm like oh like that's form of like a pressure thing but like your dad saying this mom saying this but side note, like, so that like that day, that competition, in terms of competition, I remember the night before, I was in the hotel room. I was texting my mom. I was like I'm kind of nervous for kind of nervous for this game. Like, playing Buffalo, like big FBS school, like I have to show out. Like, from what's been going on the preseason, like all those accolades, this that uh people wanted to see me play. Who's MJ this? Who's MJ that? And my mom's texting me. She's like you've been doing like you know what you got to do. Like there's no need to think about this stuff, this that stuff. And like just seeing that like on my phone and just talking to her before the game, that next day go through the pregame routine. I remember going through the pregame routine and then stepping on that field. It was packed around there. Sold. I think it was sold out. And like walking on the field, I had my headphones on, and like going back into that flow state. I'm like, okay, like I'm here. I'm here. Like I'm here now. And like just realizing like this is the stage I needed. I needed this stage to finally show like who this MJ Wright is and like once like that one snap hit and like once that one catch hit, like going into that zone, uh just seeing the person ahead of me, like it was like some big FBS transfer. Like in my mind, I'm like, I don't really care who you are. But like they look at a Fordham kid, they're like, oh, like who's this? Like small school, Patriot League school. But like looking at that competition, I feel like I'm better than you. Like there's no one that can stop me. So like just hearing all that, that brought the best out of me in terms of competition. And obviously I put on the show that day, but yeah, that's just all that stuff just was engraved in me and I was like, yeah, I gotta do something here.
Yeah. You pulled out all of your preparation,
Yeah, 100%.
right?
Yeah.
How about the worst? Did it ever bring out the worst in you?
Like a
Yeah,
bad thing.
yeah.
Let's think. Uh, Trying to think of like my worst. I don't know about bring maybe in like a practice or something. For example, let's go practice. Say if I'm having like a really like I'm dropping catches, dropping balls, and every I feel like everything's like I'm heated, like I'm angry, I guess,
Yeah.
and uh just nothing like we said before, nothing's going right. I feel like getting in a slump. Oh, wait, here we go. I Something just popped in my mind. All right, so camp. So it was camp. Let's say it was camp that year, going to my grad year. It was one day. It was one day. Uh, my parents came up, and I was a couple practices. I was dropping balls, dropping everything, and this was when the preseason stuff was coming in as well. And that's when I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is happening, is that? And I come into practice. I'm dropping balls. I'm having bad footwork. I'm getting jammed at the line. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, is this is this supposed to be like an all-American receiver? Am I an all-American? Like, am I a am I an all-conference receiver? Am I supposed to be like I'm doing this, I'm dropping balls, I'm doing that. And like looking at that stuff, that brought the worst that I read into that stuff and that brought the worst out of me in terms of like not putting in my best performance. And I remember bouncing back off that when my parents came to visit. My mom said to me, she said, um, what she said, because I came over to her. She's like, why are you down? Like, I was like, I don't know. I just can't get right. Like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know like what keeps happening. And we just started crying like together. And she was like, you literally always wanted this. You wanted the attention, you wanted the accolades, you wanted to be this person. So now you gotta fight to get back to what you were. That practice is in the past, and now you gotta bounce back tomorrow and go get it.
Yeah.
And after she said that, like tears were gone. I went to the team meeting, went to sleep. Next day, next practice, whole different me. Just catching passes
Yeah.
back to who I was, and that's what I needed to that flip that switch.
It's like a reset button.
Definitely
Yeah.
100% reset
Because
button.
once the self-doubt sets in, it's almost like, oh, you know what? I need a good night's sleep.
Yeah, yep,
You know what I
yep.
mean? And the next day you wake up and it's all behind you,
Hmm.
you know? So how about this? How do you maintain such peak physical conditioning
Yeah,
without burning out? Because trust me, I know what it's like. You're in the gym, you're constantly running. It's go 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 go.
yeah.
Like how do you keep yourself from burning out?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I do work out like every shoot, every week. That never changed since or every day. That never changed since college, high school. Sometimes obviously work out twice a week. But in terms of burning out, like you gotta have your recovery days, you gotta have your mental health days where you literally don't do anything, but you gotta stretch, you gotta do this. But here at home, I'm like blessed to have a chiropractor that I can go to. Shout out Jersey Institute of Health and Wellness. I go there. I go in the hyperbaric chamber. It's like I don't know if you ever been in or heard
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Oxygen based, staying there for about an hour, twice or two times a week. Then I get stressed out, do all that good stuff. But in terms of
What are you
like,
listening to when you're in there?
I usually watch a movie. I don't really
Okay.
like the music or that, but I usually watch a movie or I like call some friends or FaceTime or I go to sleep. But aside from like the recovery standpoint, just really enjoying life, having like those good relationships, uh, and those close friends that you can call and do stuff with. So like just doing like literally enjoying the little things. So like going to Top Golf or going for a walk in the park, taking pictures. Like I just started. a YouTube channel. So I just started vlogging like my everyday life. So like that's one MJ Wright on YouTube. So
Cool.
I just do like stuff like that. I edit YouTube videos, and so because you don't want to just be all about football, because you'll tear yourself apart inside. So like once
Right.
you like, what do we do? Like at the house, sometimes we play card games, we play Uno, we watch a whole bunch of movies. Just getting that balance and that structure, uh, just having those relationships. That's where you could really balance life, balance football, and just not literally not burn out mentally.
Cool. So I'll send you this video. You can edit
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
it.
I'd be with it,
That'd be cool. We'll definitely do that. Let me, it sounds like, I know we chatted before. You talked about your dad played at college football. Your uncles played college football. It sounds like, you talk about your mom a lot. She's super supportive. It sounds like,
Yeah.
describe your overall support system. Like, is it coaches, support a
Yeah.
lot, family, friends? Talk because to be successful, nobody does it alone.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go all the way back to let's go high school first. My high school coach, head coach, Coach Edgerly, I think he's with the Texans right now.
Okay.
He like I don't take my like relationships like I take my relationships very personally in terms of like my coaches, friends. I don't know if that's like an only child thing, but like that's just me. But like I looked at him as like a second father, like another role model because I would just go in there, talk to him, chop it up. And he was the one who saw it first to where he knew what I could do. He knew what I could do on the field, off the field, and he was also my high school teacher. So he made sure I had to get it done in the classroom. I had to get a passing grade here. You can't slack off here. You can't do that. So that's just one relationship I built there. Also, my other high school coach, Coach Lang, he was my DC there. DC now he's the head coach at RBC, and like we literally spoke on the phone today. So like I just did a receiver training. Couple hours ago at Multi Sports Kingdom, and him and I, we set that up. But we just had that connection to where um, he looks out for me and I look out for him in terms of like helping his RBC guys, doing this, doing that, and that's obviously that high school support system. But in terms of college, um, like my really close coaches, who I'm really close to, that I could text right now, call right now. Um, Coach Conlon, head coach of Fordham University right now. Like he's also like one of my three main coaches there are like I consider like second fathers to me. Him, Coach Conlon, Coach Petrarca, and Coach Celta. Those are like literally like I go like we're like this. Like we could text
It's
each other.
great.
It's just a different type of relationship to where like we've seen like we've I don't know, we've just been through so much. Like obviously because we've been there. We used to do stuff like literally every single day. Um them teaching me this, them yelling at me here, learning things from them, talking about life, going into their office, chopping it up. They're asking about family. So like I consider you like in my circle. So like I trust you. And once I trust you, like it's we're like this. So that's from the college standpoint. And then like obviously my parents, I wouldn't be here without them today. And my best friends, like uh my biggest supporters, never missed a game. Like I said before, my dad was my coach, and he's seen it all. He knows who I am, and he was the first one like to know like I could do this, and just like every time we like send each other stuff, like we just always tear up because I remember like for example, after the New York Giants rookie minicamp, uh he sent me what did my dad say? He sent me it was like a it was like a podcast or something. He was like delayed but not denied. I remember he sent me something how
Mhm.
guys like something happened there because after the New York Giants rookie minicamp, we were like all over the place, like we trying to figure some stuff out because it was it's a new chapter for me, and he said, I remember he said to me, it was like, don't, I hope this doesn't like throw you off your vision. And that really stuck with me because he was like, this is remember this is like it may think like it may feel like a lot now, but it's all temporary and stick with your vision, see it through, and good stuff is gonna happen. And like just listening to that, just hearing that my dad like truly trusts in what I could do, and he's seen it since I was little, and he knows, and my mom and dad are just their my dreams or their dreams is just a blessing to have that. And my cousins, aunts, uncles, uh, all
You got a
the
whole army.
yeah, I got a whole army. They come to games. They come to get all the games. They're there. They've seen all that stuff. And like I said before, my recovery staff here, Jersey Shore Institute of Health and Wellness, like taking care of my body. That's the main thing. So those are like family friends. I went to high school with his the chiropractor's sons, Dr. Loro. So everyone's just family in my circle. So it's really a blessing to. Oh, and also let me give another shout out there. My agent. He, I wouldn't be in the same this position without him because he was the first one to see like that to invest in me and to see that that college potential. He knew that pro potential,
Cool.
and he like having that Zoom calls, building that relationship with him. That's that agent process is obviously different, but um, that's he knows that I could do it, and just once you know that someone believes in you and you could do it, like
What's his name?
Sunny Shaw. It's a prolific sport, so.
Okay. How'd you meet him?
We had it was a connection between who is it? My friend Tyler Cook. He interned with him, and then we had like a whole. Then he was interested. Then we had a whole Zoom call, and he represents a whole bunch of guys in the league right now. We have a whole bunch of clients, um, and we build that relationship throughout the season, texting, calling, meet my parents, meet my family, just building that trust, and
Cool.
yeah, these are all the people that are in my circle who support me. So wouldn't be here
Yeah.
without them. Yeah.
It's nobody does anything alone,
No, it's that's for it. It
you
takes a.
know,
My mom says it takes a
a
village.
village. Yeah.
100% takes a village.
And it's a team. It's a team effort.
It's all
It's no different than the game.
yeah.
Yeah. So how about stress? What's the biggest stress you have faced in college? What's your biggest stress you dealt with?
Um, maybe let's see, maybe a work overload, I guess, in terms of like I hate I hated if say if you had like a bunch of papers, I didn't really like I, I like writing papers here and there, but like say if it was just a lot. Just getting this stuff done, or like say if it was like a midterm, balancing midterms and finals. I didn't like really locking in on studying, even though I knew I had to do it. Um, that kind of just getting that stuff done or like getting that paper in. I guess that kind of put a little stress on me because I knew I had to get it done before going to practice or like turning it in at 11:59 or something. Say if I wait to the last minute, because sometimes you got to procrastinate sometimes because you gotta focus on getting better on a route here or rep here. Say if you hurt yourself, you got to go to recovery. So I guess if it was an overload of work, that kind of put a lot of stress on me.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
you know how to manage it, it seems. Seems like you did
yeah,
a pretty good job managing it,
manage it. Yeah,
you know. So can we touch on two more things? One is you were invited to the Giants mini camp.
yeah,
Talk about that and talk about how what it was like when they said, "Okay, we're gonna let you go."
yeah, yeah. That's a great question. I This is a great question. Yeah, so let's see, let's bounce back to draft. So yeah, after the draft, so like I thought well we all thought that I was gonna get signed after the draft and like I was gonna get offered a contract. But what's really like stunned me and my family, we weren't offered a contract, and like seeing guys get like picked up that like I thought I was like a lot better than this, that, but you can't compare yourself to them. It was just like a big shock and like that it did not happen like that draft day or that Saturday. And once I got the call getting the Giants rookie mini, I was like, oh, thank God. It was like an opportunity, blessing. And so leading up to the rookie mini camp worked out, this, that. So we get to the rookie mini camp. Let's say I forget what I think it was Thursday. Check in, do the vitals, do all that good stuff. Meeting and field work was the next day, and they give you a set of plays. You got to learn that. You got to run with the whatever group they put you in. And I was killing it, killing the drills, getting good feedback. Didn't drop a ball. Footwork was great, like looking like really good. And that was the first day. Meetings good, asking questions in meetings. And then the next day um, was the last, yeah, because there's only two on field things. Same thing, drills good, this, that, like everything was just good, like all
Yeah.
precise. Everything had to be precise. Um, so that happened. And then, so let's go to rookie minicamp is over. So I'm like, all right, so like what happens now? So like
Yeah.
this is, so I'm on a trial basis. So I'm there. They're like they reach out to you like really whenever. So I didn't know what was in my head. I'm like, okay, so in college you go to a game, you go home, get suited up for the next day, da da da, go to practice, da da da. So in my head, I'm like, all right, so like what happens now? So they didn't. So I remember I was texting my agent. He was like, did they sign anybody? So I was like, no, they didn't sign any receivers that day. They signed a D lineman. And so I'm like, all right, so what happens now? So I'm like confused. Me and my family's confused. And I also got the Colts rookie mini camp, but that was the same weekend. So we decided to do the Giants one. And so we had to stay. So I had to like what did he say? He said, if we get any calls, if we do this, or, yeah, if we get any calls, the Colts call us here for a workout. If any other teams call us in for a workout, so he's like, but you just got to stay ready, stay in shape. So I'm new to the process, so I'm like, okay, what is stay ready, stay in shape? Do I go to the gym? Like, well, I obviously go to the gym, do my daily routine, go work out. Like I'm grateful for SBS Fit right up the street with College Span. We do a whole bunch of strength, conditioning, power explosive stuff there. So like I'm there like during the summer. So we're working out like literally every single day. I'm doing sleds. I'm in the literally the best shape of my life. And then but you still got to communicate with your agent because this is during OTA's training camp because as the NFL goes on, I remember guys once a guy goes down, people get called in for like workouts, like
Yep.
on a day-to-day basis. So I'm like, all right, am I gonna get a workout? I see things on Twitter, so and so just got invited to work out here. So you're reading all this stuff on Twitter. You're like, wait, why am I not getting a workout? Like I had
Yep.
this, I had this, I had that, but like obviously a whole bunch of stuff goes back into it. So I'm getting overwhelmed by the Twitter stuff. So it's like I gotta get off Twitter. So I'm working out every single day. Hopefully I get a workout here. Hopefully I get a workout there. And so I remember looking at what was it? It was the Giants, like the Giants page. Like receivers were going down. And I asked my agent like what was the feedback from the Giants a couple days after the rookie minicamp. They were like, oh, like he did really well. He did great. They said if anything, he's got to be ready for camp, camp body. Um, be ready for a workout call because he was like one of the like good or one of the best like out there for like the trial basis. So I had to stay ready for a Giants a
Yeah.
call from them if a guy went down or something. So I'm staying ready, this, that. I remember some guys went down. I saw it on Twitter, so I text my agent, uh, like, okay, is what are they saying? They're like, look, get back to me, this, that. Um, so I'm like, oh shoot, I'm about to get a call, but you just don't know. So like I'm writing,
Yeah.
so I in my journal, it's one of these journals. I'm writing on my literally every single day on my manifesting. I will get a call. I will get a call here. I will get a call here. Like all these things.
Yeah.
It's literally trying to process my thoughts because I'm all over the place. Because I'm like, I just did this at school. I just did this at Fordham. I'm like, all right, like I just balled here. Now we're stepping to the next level. Like now I gotta wait for a team to call. So I'm like, oh shoot. and then you got to deal with that, and then you're literally stepping into a whole new world. So I had to deal with family members saying this, family members saying that. But like the good thing is that my parents are here to where because they understand it, they understand what's going on. But like the
Yeah.
outside world, in terms of like friends and stuff, they don't know what's going on. They're texting me, they're saying like, "Yo, you hear anything yet? You hear this? You hear that? Yo, you good? This, that." So I'm getting all this on my phone. I'm hearing all this. My thoughts are all over the place. So that's what happened after the mini camp. So I didn't get a call back. Um, and then it was a tough year like mentally all last year. Um,
Sure.
definitely obviously it's like a business this that but like because I'm like oh shoot like am I gonna like be on the field again? I'm like what's going on? Like I thought I was good. Like am I not good at football? Like and
Right. You start doubting yourself.
yeah I started doubting myself.
Yeah.
And then once I started to like keep grinding myself and just saying, "Oh, like why am I doing this?" I forced myself to go to the gym on days like that felt like more than 24 hours, like the days that just felt like days felt the same. Like I just forced myself to do it because I knew who I was at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Like I knew who I was. I refused to just stop. Like there's no way around it. I was like, I know I'm good. I know who I am. Like, nah, like I refuse to be denied. And then so let's bounce back to let's go, what's today? It's March. So like I remember in November, was it November? Yeah, it was November or October. October or November. Like obviously we stay in contact throughout this NFL season, me and my agent, because people be getting workouts, this, that. Um, I was offered a contract in October or November in the CFL. And at the time, I signed up for a UFL showcase to that was just another opportunity just to get in front of UFL coaches. And he was like, "Yeah, so we were offered the contract, but we don't want to jump on it now because, for example, one of his other guys, like he was offered a contract in the CFL as well, but he got a workout, a couple workouts, like with like for example, let's say like the Patriots and a couple other teams. So he had workouts, but like they didn't sign him, but you couldn't commit to the contract on the spot. So um it was just a blessing just to hear like you were
Yeah.
offered a contract. So I was like, oh my God, like so me and my parents would have to go celebrate, like even though we didn't sign anything. So we
Yeah.
would have to go celebrate. And like it was just like a long time coming. Like it was like, oh my God, like okay, this is something like it's something. So like time
Yeah.
um didn't hear anything from like the UFL at that time. And like we still had that contract, but we never signed it, right? So was back that was back that was back then. And like it was January, what was it January? I think I remember the day, January 10th. Was it January 10th? 9th or 10th. Yeah, so my agent called me and then he said the you were offered a contract, BC Lions, and it was the same team that wanted to sign me back then, but we didn't jump on it back then. And he was like, uh, "You were offered contract," and he's like, "BC Lions, like work's just starting now." My mom was getting her hair done, and my dad was where was he at? He was downstairs on a Zoom call. And then I then we FaceTime my mom, then we called her, then we just all started crying. Then my agent was like, "Yes, that's what it's about." He was like, "You just gotta really just trust the process. I know it took some time, but you really just gotta trust it. You know you're a good football player. Just sometimes it's just that's just how it goes sometimes." And like now it's just really just the has just begun. So
So now
yeah.
you're getting yourself all jacked up and you leave
Yeah.
when, May?
Uh yeah, man. May 6th.
All right. So let's just look at that. What's it like, you knowing you're going to go to Canada to play in the CFL? You got a dream shot, you
Yeah.
know. It's probably the second longest tenure league in the history of football, right? You got the NFL and the CFL.
Yeah.
I wonder how long do you know how long the CFL has actually been around?
I gotta look at the history of it, but
Long time.
it's definitely a long time, yeah.
At least it's 50, maybe 50, 60 years, maybe more, you know. Um, so what are you most excited about going up there?
Uh, obviously the different like the experience of like a different form of football and
Different rules.
yeah, different rules obviously and just being in Canada. I've never been to Canada before like ever. So my parents and I were supposed to be going for a couple days, but yeah, just being in Canada, like literally just being in Canada,
Yeah.
and just having the experience of uh playing professional football and just really just being able to just keep pursuing my dream and like having the opportunity to just get back to the league. So it's like it's all just a blessing. It still feels like surreal. Like literally every day is still feeling surreal. We're still trying to process it as a family, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a whole bunch of opportunities on the table that are just there to go get. So
All right. So they give you a number yet?
no, I don't, not yet. No, no.
No. All right. Well, that'll be fun when you get that first professional jersey,
Yeah,
right?
that was just seeing that and like you could actually like sign it because we got a whole bunch of like my little what is it called? My AYF Pop Warner jersey, my Fordham jersey. I remember my friends texting me like when I signed and they're like it was out. They were like, I'm getting the Wright jersey, this, that. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like it's like your friends texting me that. Like they're
Well,
like,
now you got to go up there and make history.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and, some guys have gone up there, man, and they've just like lit the world on fire up there.
Yeah, I know some guy. Well, yeah, I know some guys that are there, not there for a long time, and they go back and hope bounce around. So it's all a blessing. So
Well, what's cool, it's a bigger end zone,
yeah, yeah,
so you can
and
you can
and
go
it's a
deep.
and it's a passing league, which is amazing.
Oh, it's 100% pass. I don't even think anybody runs the ball up there.
It's yeah. So that's the blessing part of it because I remember when we were in college. So we were the number one offense in the country, like FBS, FCS, my senior year. So we all had over 1,000 yards receiving. So like it
Wow.
that was just that was just backyard football we were just throwing around. So like I'm used to just the ball in the air. So it's just amazing.
Well, it sounds like how's the quarterback up there? Is he any good?
Yeah, he's the best quarterback in the CFL. So
All right. Now, did he play down here in college or up there?
he I think he played in Canada, but he was on the Giants. He was actually at the rookie mini camp. I saw him in the building, but like he was obviously like a vet, but I saw him at the cafeteria or something. But he was on the Giants when I was over there, and then he got cut there. Then he went to the Falcons, I'm pretty sure. And then he went back to Canada.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be exciting to see you up there,
Yeah.
running down that field,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
I'm really excited for it.
So MJ, we talked about a bunch of stuff tonight, man. You
Yeah.
have a awesome story,
Yeah.
and it's a story of resilience, of keep on plugging, keep on believing, keep on, trying, and eventually. And I love what you're saying. You're journaling, you're manifesting. You get what you focus on.
Yeah. You really everything you tell yourself, you get.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
yeah.
So, is there anything we haven't talked about or touched on you think we should hit before we wrap it up?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And I'm one of the guys that does turn on ESPN when it says CFL football.
Yeah.
I'm one of the guys, click, let's watch it, because I'm looking for the guys like you.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the guys that are from down here and go up there and just light it up,
Yeah. I
you
mean, I'm
know.
excited for it.
So I wish you the best of luck,
Thank you.
and let me know what your number is.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, 100%.
All right, and we'll see you out on the field.
Yep, yep, yep.